Hi, friends. Oh my goodness. I have missed you so very much in this space in our community of these rich conversations. And life has a funny way of how things get to change and transition, and it doesn't always go to plan or to schedule. But I'm so excited to be back with you today and sharing this lead out episode for this brand new season and this new beginning of my own life and my own journey is the potency of the universal truth that we must let go of the old to make room for the new. Think about anything new you want to attract into your life. Think about something that you desire, a goal. You might be saying, I want to manifest it. I want to attract it. I want to achieve something new. The dream home, the promotion, the income, the love, the new habits, whatever it might be, is oftentimes when we are setting, quote, new goals. We might do that the first of the year, quarterly, or there's any time of our lives we want a new desire to show up, a new manifestation. We often spend, and you see a lot of this around, again, New Year's, right? Or new seasons, things like that. We spend all this time getting clarity. We might write it down. We might vision board it. We might speak it, meditate on it, declare it, do ceremony around it, you name it, right? All the ways that we're in creation of the new. And a lot of times what we're heavily focused on is adding something new to our lives, right? We want to add into our life. We want to add in new habits and be healthier or more vibrant. We want to add in, different new things to our marketing or to our sales funnel or to our offerings, or to our career, our resume, or get more education, or get that certification. Or we want to add a new person to our life, or maybe a new group of friends. We want to add more to the plate. We want to add more to our lives. It's very common to think that way. Of course, I know I do myself, and I love to entertain those thoughts. And I want you to entertain those thoughts. What is it that I want new in my life? What is it I want to experience more of? What do I want to feel more of? Right? Anytime and again, any season that you're creating the new for yourself, those are really great questions. What do I want? What do I want to feel? What do I want to create? What do I want to call into my life? There's a great book called Calling in the One that I read years ago. And it's about attracting the love of your life. Great book by a dear friend of mine, Catherine Woodward Thomas. However, that book can also just be about how do you get into alignment, right? And that is the core work that I'm up to again and again in the world. Is when people sometimes say, Tiff, are you a sales coach? Yes. Are you a life coach? Yes. Are you a self-care coach? Yes. Mindset coach? Yes. But really the work that I'm doing in the world is alignment work. And it's the work I'm doing for myself on my own personal path. And so when you think about bringing something into alignment, so it's ready to show up in your life, that promotion, the new leaders, the income, the opportunities. But one of the most critical pieces of manifestation or bringing in the new into your life that is not often talked about is the preparing or making room for the new to arrive. And that often sounds like, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to release? Right? Because thinking about room, one of my dear friends who you'll hear later on in this show, he's in the lineup coming soon, Mr. Jack Canfield, dear friend and mentor of mine. And we've partnered on lots of things. He's the author of all the Chicken Soup for the Soul books and the Success Principles, and he's featured on the movie The Secret. He's been on Oprah several times. But one of the things he taught me probably 15 plus years ago is he would say this: nothing is missing in your life. Now think about that, you guys. Hearing that, you might hear that and think, are you serious? Nothing is missing in your life. You simply must make room for the new. Because I don't know about you, when I first hear the beginning of that, is there's nothing missing in your life. I'm like, oh, really? Let me tell you. I've got a little list. Here's the things that are missing. You might feel the same. Whoa, no, I'm missing this. I'm missing this. I'm missing that. You simply must make room for it. And what happens is a lot of times when you're in manifestation or you want something new, you have to be willing to let go of the old and let go of what no longer serves you, what's clogging up or kinking up your space, your mind, your energy, your flow. And so wherever this is landing for you today, we're going to talk about a couple ways this applies. How potent this lesson is what do you need to clean up, let go to make room for the new? And so similar for some of you, you might be holding on to some old beliefs, or you might be ready to attract, say, the love of your life, but you're still kind of holding on to a past relationship. Or you might be dating or in a relationship with someone right now that you know is not your person, right? Can we just speak that honestly? You know is not your person, yet it's comfortable. You don't want to let go of that person. You want the new, amazing partner to show up. Then you'll fully let go of the past. Friends, well, I'm not saying it always goes, there's always uniqueness and dynamics and God and the universe and things, of course. But many of you need to let go first. And I know that feels like a leap of faith. You need to let go first of the old. You need to forgive, heal, or close some doors. Some of you keep your foot in too many doors and there's too many things happening and energetically you're not in alignment. Again, that's the core work we're doing here, is you're not into alignment of what it is that you want to attract. There's no room for it to show up in your life. It's kind of like you want to attract your dream car, but if you already have your old car in the garage, it's really hard for the new to show up. And so some of you, energetically, you need to clean up the old. Or you need to let go of people or places or stuff or clutter that's of your past. It doesn't represent where you're going. That's something I like to think about, whether it's looking at clothing in my closet. Does this represent who I am and where I'm going? To the space that you're creating, right? Like, does my space invite my higher self, my future self? Does it invite what I like to say sometimes my favorite self? Another episode coming later in the season is dialing into that vibe, because that is such a vibe, right? Is, my favorite self. But it's letting go of the old to make room for the new. Some of you absolutely know this vibe within cleaning out your space, right? Your physical space. Think about, is there any space in your life right now where you live, your environment, that's currently cluttered? That maybe there's like, hey, the office is out of alignment, or the closet, or the garage, or the pantry, or your home, your car, your inbox, and you're just been like, wait, Tiff, you just rattled off 18 things there. Not quite, but you get the point where it's like, wait, now I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Just take a deep breath with me. But just asking yourself, like, we all know the feeling when we clean up a space, right? What does that feel like when you clean up a space? When you clean off a counter, or you clean out the pantry, or declutter your bedroom, or you clean out that sock drawer, right? Or you clean out your car after it's been dirty or messy or cluttered. What does it feel like after you've cleaned a space? It feels so good, doesn't it? Like the energy, like right now I'm thinking about my bedroom is in such alignment right now. And that space where I'm like, oh, like it's all beautiful. But it wasn't always, it's not always that way. And I recently, in the last few weeks, really took some time, a couple of hours, to declutter everything from the jewelry to clothing to my nightstands to all those things to really create such harmonious space, right? And then similar, it's like my office space and your closets and all the various things. So for some of you hearing this, I need to let go of the old to make room for the new, right? And even if making room for the new isn't necessarily, let's use the example of a closet, isn't about new clothing, but new life, new energy, right? Think of that. How does that feel? Is sometimes it's not, again, isn't I want to, clean up a space physically or emotionally because I want something new to move right in. It's like, I want the breathing room. I want to feel the energy that everything in my closet is curated and that it feels good to me and that the things I'm utilizing, like, I love them. It isn't always about replacing something. It's just the energy you want to free up, right? But you know that feeling. I know that feeling. You clean out the fridge, you clean out the car, you clean out the bedroom, you clean out the closet. And physically, when you do a cleaning and a cleansing like that, the energy shifts for you. And so cleansing, releasing, letting go. I want you to think about letting go and manifestation like a yin-yang symbol. Is often, again, we think about manifestation as adding something new into our lives. But some of you just don't have room for the manifestation. Energetically, physically, right? And it's creating that space so the new can arrive. And again, sometimes the new is just new energy, new vibe. Because I was cleaning out and still working on at points and places in my own closet and all of those things. It isn't about, hey, I want to go get all these new clothing items or things. Sure, there's an item or two, a piece that I've got my eye on, right? A cute little handbag or two. Those kinds of things that you're like, yeah, there's a few new things maybe I want to attract. But for me, it's more about I want the energy to be lighter in my space. But what I'm bringing us home to, the alignment principle here, is to let go of the old to make room for the new. I want you to see that as like a yin yang of true full creation principle at play. Because often when we think of, oh, what do you want? My goals, my dreams, my vision board. I love all of those things. But to put it in equation or alignment is, what am I going to let go of to make room for that new and this new season of your life? Now, friends, like I said, I have missed you. We've been doing this show now 4.5 years, and I was planning, the intention was the show was going to come back earlier, like mid to late January. And then life lifed me and had some life things coming up and some creative things and truthfully some fear, because I was so clear that it was time to really embrace the releasing of something old in my life and welcoming something new, which you're going to hear more about that in the very next episode that's coming up that has to do. And because that's such a big change for me, I did have fear. A lot of course, it's literally changing my identity, and it's releasing old and things that are my comfort zone, right? Like, can you relate to that? Is how often we continue to do the old or keep the old around because it's familiar and it's comfortable. And so I've had to go with the flow. I don't know if you pick a word for the year, if you do that process or one picks you, and whether it's for the year or quarterly or whenever, right? I like to look at that maybe quarterly, but I had 2 key words showing up for me around the end of December, 1st of January, coming into 2024. And those 2 key words were evolve and flow. I knew it was time to evolve. Evolution just kept showing up for me. It's time to evolve. It's time to, move into some of these new creations. It's time to say yes to this name that you've known for quite some time. It's time for you to lean into some new things. I knew that. It's time to evolve. The branding, the feel, the vibe, the languaging, the words, the offerings. Yeah, it's time to evolve. And the other key word there was flow. And I've had to learn about flow and trust, right? And we might say go with the flow, still having intention for sure. But one of the things Jack Canfield, I love that he teaches, another key mentoring lesson of his is he'll say have high intention and low attachment. I still haven't, because sometimes when we say the phrase, just go with the flow, can sound like I have no drive, I have no direction, I have no focus. We'll just see how it goes, right? Go with the flow. And my previous recovering self and my little, part of me that loves to have some plans, but there is part of me for sure. I just love the flow. I love playfulness, spontaneity, all of that good stuff. But I've been practicing going with the flow and everything's right on time. So here we are. Later than I thought, later than I planned. Some of that's because the fear kept popping back up and the fear but often fear, which I know this lesson, I'm just learning it again and again and again, is such a teacher and such an indicator that you're on a growth edge. Notice, you don't ever have fear or resistance show up when you're just chilling out, right? You're scrolling your phone, eating potato chips, sitting on the couch. By the way, look at this luscious green couch that we're part of in this studio right now. Also, one of the new things we're adapting now moving forward is we're here on the YouTube channel. You can listen on Spotify, iTunes, or YouTube. But look at this luscious green couch. I know many of you are hearing this audibly. But it's just like when I'm sitting on the couch, scrolling my phone, eating chips, nothing wrong with any of that. I don't have much fear or resistance coming up. When you're on the cusp of growth and change and saying yes to the new and things that are outside your comfort zone and things that, I've been sweating a little bit, like, hey, that make you a little nervous, that make you a little scared and fearful, totally normal because you're outside your comfort zone. And how that plays a big piece to all of this, right? And so I just normalize that for you as it has been as well for me. But I'm so excited to be back in active conversation. We have an incredible lineup. We've still been recording a lot of content. We just haven't put it out. So the guests that you have in store for this season are rich, real conversations. I'm so looking forward to being part of these conversations and engagement with you too. And I just want to cheers. I don't have anything to cheers with in the moment, but energetically, I'm just cheersing you as letting go of the old to make room for the new for you too. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to release? What do you need to clean up or cleanse to then make room for that space physically and emotionally or energetically for your new manifestation, your new beginning, your new life to show up for you? I'm looking forward to hearing what that is for you as well. And so looking forward to what's coming real soon of what we're rolling out here too. So good to be back in conversation with you, my friend.